Hey, my name is Bo, and I'm making this video partly for you, the viewer, but also as a reminder to myself. Because for the past 10 years or so, I've been a little bit obsessed with personal development and specifically trying to figure out what is it that separates successful people from what you might call average people. How is it that some people are able to live such amazing lives and be happy and fulfilled and have not only money and material success, but also a balanced life, good family life, good health, an overall well-rounded life? How are some people able to achieve that while most people seem to not be able to achieve that? And for a long time, I think I complicated things. And I think too many people complicate personal development and success and business. People think that there must be some secret strategy or technique. There must be maybe some mind hack, some subconscious reprogramming or something you can do to make yourself successful and rig the game in your favor, sort of. But at the end of the day, I think it's actually extremely simple. Although there are many layers to it, of course, there's mental stuff, emotional stuff that gets in people's way. But what I've really seen at the end of the day, the thing that prevents people from getting what they want in life is simply one thing. It's a lack of a commitment. A lack of commitment or the unwillingness to commit to something. And this is a problem that I've seen in myself, I've seen it in other people, and I can see it more clearly by observing it in other people. Sometimes it's easier to see it in other people than it is to see it in yourself, right? But now that I see it in so many people, because I have a connection to a lot of people through different businesses that I own and operate, I help people achieve certain goals in their life. And after having had a hand in helping thousands of people, I've seen a little more clearly what is it that separates the people who really succeed at something and the people who don't. And it's really simple, I think. It's just that the successful people have a belief in themselves that they can accomplish things, and therefore they're much more willing to commit to that thing because they believe they can achieve it. Most people, however, do not believe they can really achieve what they want. They have some sort of limiting belief about themselves, some sort of insecurity or self-doubt that prevents them from feeling comfortable with committing to something because they're not really sure if it's worth it. They're not sure if they commit to something, if it's just going to be a waste of their time, and they secretly believe that they're just going to fail anyway, or that it's just not worth it, it's not going to make them happy, and they're just unwilling to commit. And I've noticed this in myself as well. I've been unwilling to commit to certain things in my life that I know would help me, that I know would get me where I want to go, that I know would bring me more fulfillment and happiness and balance in my life. There's things I know I should do, but I find myself unwilling to commit. And I'm trying to change that. And that's why I'm making this video here, because this video marks the beginning of a journey for me, at least for the near future, where I am going to commit to making a daily video here on YouTube, if you're watching this on YouTube. And this is something that I've kind of felt the need to do for a long time, and I've wanted to do for a long time. I've wanted to be more consistent in producing content and helping people, and video is something I tend to shy away from. I'm a very introverted, private type of person, so I'm not entirely comfortable putting myself out there, but I do enjoy it. I do enjoy it. So I want to make this a more consistent thing, and I want to commit to this for myself and to just sort of prove to myself that I can commit to something and I can stick to my commitments. And I'm really, I already know what's going to happen, actually. I already know that if I do this, that it's going to completely change my life. That's the thing. We all know that if we do something and we are consistent at it and we stick to it, we really do know that it's going to lead us somewhere better. But we're still afraid to commit for some reason. We're afraid that somehow some catastrophe is going to happen and it's all going to fall apart, or Again, there's many layers to it. There's not just one thing. It's a lot of layers of self-doubt and beliefs and emotions. And so I'm not trying to simplify it, although I am at the same time trying to simplify it. You know, we can go and get as complicated as we want about personal development and success, and we can go as many layers deep as we want. But I find that a lot of people distract themselves with all the complications and the layers. People try all types of weird rituals and morning routines and mind hacks and subconscious reprogramming and affirmations and meditation and reading books and going to conferences and going to meetups and like doing all these things that in a way are sort of just distracting you from doing the main thing that you need to do, which is usually the simplest thing. It's the thing that's right in front of you. It's pull out your camera and record a video, or go make that business, go start that website you want to build, or whatever it is. Like, the answer is always right in front of us. It's right here in the present moment. It's just taking that first little step that appears. And we might not know what the next step after that is, but the first step is always clear. And that's what we often avoid. We avoid taking that first step, and we find a reason to do something other than that thing. We find a reason to not start that business, but let's go read some books about business instead. Instead of actually starting the business, I'll just go read a book, or I'll take an online course. I'll do anything but actually the thing that I know I need to do. I'll do anything but start that business. I'll do anything but go talk to my significant other and communicate and try to improve the relationship directly, or fix my health by literally going to the grocery store and going to buy some healthy food, or whatever it might be. We'll always find a reason to procrastinate and delay on the thing that really matters most. And I spent a lot of years doing personal development and trying to fix myself, sort of. And I'm not sure, I think there's a term for it called sofa self-help. I don't know if I just made that up. Or, couch personal development. It's like the idea of I'm gonna just sit on my couch and do nothing and read personal development books, and that's gonna fix me. Instead of going out and doing what I need to do in my life and taking responsibility for things and taking action, I'm just gonna sit around and think about taking action. I'm gonna think about personal development and therefore become better. And I'm not saying there's not value in those things. I love to read and absorb information, and I improve my psychology that way, and I think it does have some benefit. But I found in my own life, at least, that I was never truly fulfilled if I didn't have the balance of learning and acting, learning and taking action. If I was only learning and just absorbing information, but not doing the things I wanted to do in my life, I found I didn't feel very fulfilled. And on the other end of the spectrum, when I was just maybe focused on doing and just taking action, but I let the learning stuff and the personal development and the mindset work and reading books, when I let those things go and only focused on action, I was also not fulfilled. So I think there just needs to be a balance. You need to commit to taking action and in a certain direction in your life and doing what you need to do, and then also the personal development stuff. But you can't just do one or the other. I've found, that's why I love the teachings of Buddha so much, because Buddha, I'm not an expert on this, but basically Buddha is teaches the middle path in life, not the extremes in life. Stay away from the extremes. Always take the middle path, the path of balance. And that's how I like to approach productivity and business and success in life. We have to find the middle path, to not be extreme on any one side. Don't be extreme in learning and thinking, but don't be extreme in taking action either. Find a way to balance the two. Do a little bit of both. And that is how I've found, or that is what I've found to bring me the most happiness in my life. It's when I find that middle path, I find that point of balance. And I'm the type of person who can easily just go out of balance. And I think part of that is the lack of commitment. If you're not committed to something in your life, then you just find an excuse to not organize your life around something, But if you're committed to something, then that forces you to restructure your life around that thing that you're committed to. Like, you have to have some level of organization and balance in your life to commit to something, especially like a business or something that takes a lot of energy and thought. You need to have some sort of structure. You can't just be floating in the wind. Otherwise, you'll never make it happen. Because, you know, commitment, like especially in business, a lot of people, they want freedom. And a lot of people think freedom is like just doing whatever you want. A lot of people start businesses because they want financial freedom, and they think of freedom as being just able to do whatever you want whenever you want. But I found that there's more freedom in having a structure, committing to something and having a structure for doing that, having a schedule maybe, like every day at this time, this is what I do. And that is freedom. I found that when I just let myself do whatever I want, whenever I want, that is not freedom. Because then I always have this thing in the back of my mind like, well, I should be doing this, but I don't have to do this, so maybe I won't do this, or maybe I will do this. And it's like I have this back and forth in my mind because there's always that thing you know you need to do, but you're just like procrastinating on it, and you're like, I can get to it anytime, right? I have freedom. But it's not freedom when you have to think about it all the time, and you have to think about whether you're going to do it or not, and what time are you going to do it, and what day are you going to do it. I'll do it someday. What does that mean? Next year, next week? You know, when you're not committed to something, it creates mental chaos. It creates anxiety because your mind will never let you rest until you do that thing that you know you need to do. Maybe you call it like your spirit's calling. It's like a soul's calling. Your soul is calling you to do something, and it won't let you rest until you do it. My mind won't let me rest until I make this video, until I commit to making videos, because I just know that's something I'm meant to do. It's like I feel it in my heart. And if I don't do it, I just have the mental anxiety of thinking that I should do it, thinking, when will I do it? Will I start tomorrow? Will I start today? Well, maybe next week. Maybe I should do 3 videos a week instead of daily videos. Maybe I should only do 1 video a week. You know, like my mind goes back and forth on these things. And the reason that I experience this anxiety, and you might experience this anxiety and this uncertainty and not knowing what to do or when to do it or how to do it, and you go back and forth on all these things, the reason you feel that way and you have that is because you're not committed to anything. You haven't committed. You haven't just said, I'm gonna do a video every day. You haven't drawn a line in the sand and said, this is my path and this is what I'm committed to, at least for a certain period of time. You have to set that for yourself for the next year, maybe for the next 6 months at least. You got to commit for some period of time and stay true to that commitment. Otherwise, you'll never know what will happen. You'll never know where that's going to lead you to, and you'll never get over that anxiety of always knowing you should be doing something that you're not doing. So that's just a little rant for today. This is the first of my daily videos, so hopefully these are going to get better over time. I'm going to try to mix the style of these videos up a little bit, but just had to get this first one out because today I made the commitment to myself to make a video. This is how it turned out. This is real, raw, and unedited. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope it made some sense. Just remember, commit to something, and committing means starting now, not later. If you say, I'll do it tomorrow, that's not really a commitment. That's just a wish or a hope. The way you know if you're really committed to something is if you actually do it, like today, not later, not wait. If you're just waiting, that means you're not committed. So ideally, do something daily. If you can prove to yourself that you're doing something daily, every single day, then you know you're committed. Every day you do that thing, you reinforce the fact that you're committed, and it will get easier every day. So commit to something, ideally something on a daily basis, even if it's something very small, because those small things add up and they create the big things in your life. So let's see where this journey leads. I hope you'll join me, and thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next one.